Welcome to the Yadusha Show, District 29's favorite podcast. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Yadusha Show. My name is Ann Johnston Brown. I am one of your hosts because our other host is on the line and ready to tell you a lot about some wonderful stuff that's going on. Her name is Yadusha Williams. She's running for Assembly District 29 right here in Nevada. How you doing, Yadusha?
I am great, getting ready for the day. How are you?
Oh, we're doing really good over here. Boy, I don't know. I think you're doing better than great today. You've got a fantastic announcement. Go ahead and tell our listeners what's going on.
Absolutely. So I've been working with a few people, and I want to announce that I am now the state director for Blexit.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, what is Blexit? It's like an abbreviation. It means Black Exit.
Right.
It is powered by Turning Point USA, and it's a movement. So that movement is to drive traditional American principles in the urban communities across the United States. Our main goal is to promote economic independence, individual freedom, strengthen the nuclear family, and foster a deeper appreciation for patriotism and the Black American culture. And the problem is we do not have enough of that now. So I took it upon myself to reach out to them and say, what can I do to help you reach more constituents that are in the Black community? So we got together and we're going to do this. We're going to take over Nevada, and we're going to get people more informed and more engaged and ready to vote. So I'm going to take control of Nevada and make sure that we get the word out to every single person possible.
Now, when the term Blexit, it really is based on the British exit from the European Union, which was the Brexit. And so what that Blexit means is Black voters who were with the Democrat Party are exiting that ideology that they've been told throughout their childhood, throughout their lives. It's just been a given. If you are Black, you're a Democrat.
Exactly.
Yep.
I grew up like that.
That's right.
I'm like, I thought that was the way to go, and I was a Democrat.
Right.
And I voted Democrat. But I took it upon myself to do the research and pay attention to my surroundings. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
That's
this
right.
isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't keep repeating this cycle of dysfunction. And I have 4 children. So I'm like, we got to make a change. And I follow Candace Owens. I follow Officer Tatum. And I'm like, their message is very clear. And the research is definitely there. So I love the fact that they built this organization to wake people up in the Black community.
Melissa Spence is a native New Yorker who at the age of 21 became captivated by the vibrant life that is Las Vegas. She's made Vegas her home for the past 7 years and has been an active community member, working in broadcasting, hosting her own show, and interviewing local sports teams. Melissa is currently running for Assembly District 15, and she's here with us now. Hey, Melissa, how you doing?
Great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for letting me on.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here. I tell you what, Yadusha is ready to go with some questions for you, so take it away, Yadusha.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Melissa, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you as well, and I appreciate your show.
Thank you. So, first question here. Voter ID laws have been debated. What is your position on voter ID requirements, and how do you believe they would impact elections and voter integrity in our state?
Great question. I believe everyone should have an ID. With that said, everyone should be a legal citizen and using an ID. Yes, I hear the other side is already trying to come up with ways to make sure people have ID. It's for the people, the citizens of the country who pay taxes. They're the voters, and
Absolutely.
It should be them. and their ID. So yes, everybody should have an ID. It's silly not to. If we're able to come here and check into a nightclub with an ID, there's no reason why we cannot vote with an ID.
Right. Speaking of immigration, immigration policy is a huge hot button everywhere across the nation. What
Mhm.
approach will you take to address immigration concerns while upholding the rule of law?
Great question. So I love everyone here. Every person that's here, it doesn't matter what nationality, where you're from. If you're an American citizen, you're an American citizen. We take care of our own. That said, we have great laws here in place where, if you're from another country and like to come here, we love you. We want you to come here, but do it the proper way. We have laws in place for that. Sneaking into the country illegally, you're starting off um, in a bad way. You're pretty much telling all the citizens that our laws already in place are not good enough for you and you're better than them. So that's not going to help either side. We do know that there are a lot of people already putting in place um, good policy for this to make sure all of these people who did come in can, properly leave. It's looking onto what our President Trump is doing and just kind of following along with every state, um, from the most drastic scenarios to the lightest ones, and see, follow those policies so we can do the best that we can.
Right. Well, just the idea of what are your three biggest stance that you hope to put in place when if you were to go to Carson City?
Great. One thing I like to put in, and I know everyone's talking about all the same kind of concepts. So I'm saddened by how much taxes that, everyone has to endure right now due to policies put in place by the Democrats. So one in which is tax-free weeks, I think would be awesome. 2 tax-free weeks, one around June, so it can give a little bit easier lights for the parents buying school supplies, things like that. Um, and making sure our school system does not, have boys and girls in the same bathrooms, our education systems, making sure that, we change how poorly we're doing and put the right people in charge, who would make sure that our kids turn to number one rather than almost 50 in our
Right.
state. Those are the main concerns. It's just getting our states to be exactly like the number one state is in the country. Looking at legislations that people are putting in place, and you know what? It's not reinventing the wheel. Our country has been a great country for many
Right.
years, and that is why people do want to come here. So it's just really looking onto what others are doing, and bringing it here to this beautiful state of Nevada.
Lovely. Now, how do you plan to represent the diverse interests of our constituents while upholding Republican values and principles?
Oh, well, that's easy. If people understand Republican values, it's we help every individual, not just a small group of people. So finding out what everybody is looking for, the majority of people, coming together and not yelling, not screaming, not teasing one another. It's really coming together and saying what's helping Las Vegas, what
Right.
is hurting Las Vegas. And I will tell you and assure you, just because you're Filipino or, African American, I guarantee we have all the same ideas. So it's just putting them back in place and stop watching all the crazy drama on TV. And just because, I walk around, and as probably you with your beautiful children, and guess what? Everyone's smiling, and they're happy people out there who,
Right.
it doesn't matter what nationality you are. I think that's just, trying to separate us further, which we all see through it. And the Republican Party is the only one truly standing by diversity.
Right. I love that. And so, do you have anything that you gonna put in place to make sure that everybody voice is heard?
Oh, yes. I'm strongly for freedom of speech. Um, as someone who grew up in New York City, like you were saying prior, grew up right in the heart of the city, the last stop of the A train. We were pretty poor. But I was never jealous of people that had money. I was more like, wow, that is awesome. And, how do they do this? How are they succeeding? And then I was listening to what I was told in schools, same kind of policies that are trying to, come around here.
Right.
And I don't want that for here. I want better. I've seen what's bad, and I'm trying to incorporate the best for people. So it's incorporating what things are already seen that didn't work, and just helping people bring the best out.
Absolutely. Now, if people wanted to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
Sure. Well, you can go see my business website, which is gowithmelissa.com. And what I do is I try helping business owners on a grander scale take their business from that small area you may be and try letting you just flourish to the real business success you should be. And or if you're a worker and just want to get around and work as much as you can without being in a union, I can teach you how to do so. So that's that. And for my campaign website is standwithspence.now.site.
You want to spell that for everybody?
Sure. Yeah, no worries. I know it's a mouthful. Stand with Spence, which is SPENCE .now NOW.SITE.
Thank you very much, Melissa.
Thank you.
Hey, Melissa, I've got to ask you a question because I'm a broadcaster myself. I see here that you are are a sports broadcaster. Do you have a favorite sport that you cover?
Funny enough, my favorite is baseball. I used to work with the New York Yankees and had my world there.
Wow.
When I arrived here to Las Vegas, I was gracefully enough to get some help with some shows on Lotus Broadcasting and was covering the 51s at the time, which is a lot of fun. And then the Aviators. So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, we have the A's coming now. We have the A's.
Cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Do you plan to keep doing some broadcasting for sports now that we have so many franchises here now?
Well, yes, I did cover the Golden Knights in their first season. I was able to go behind the scenes and, interview Marc-André Fleury and things like that. Funny enough, after COVID and I lost my business where I just brought it to a live studio audience and things because of policies put in place here with the Democrats with COVID and everything, I steered my views and said, okay, one, I need to start a business that is going to help with all the, things I've done in my lifetime now that I'm 41. And also, I really want to gear into the politics and really help out the community because I've noticed what's been going on and it's just not right. What I do see for my campaign is having a video team with me and doing a lot of social media to really be transparent with the voters and let them know what's really going on. And I want to do that throughout my time in the assembly as well.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to have to close out the interview, but I want to remind our listeners, join us on Saturday, May 4th from 3 to 6 p.m. for a gun safety and firearms training fundraiser hosted by the one and only Yadusha Williams and featuring firearms instructor Frank Friends. So bring the family, come out to this free event to get up to date on the proper ways to use and store your firearms. Open to parents and their kids ages 5 and up. Hey, thanks a lot, Melissa, for joining us today. This has been a fantastic exchange. And we have another, we have another guest that will be joining us tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. It's been a great time and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.